Hi, I'm going to do some numerical integration, and I'm not going to do it by hand. I'm going to use a fancy thing. So this is me. I have this problem, 6x squared dx using n equals 2, 4, and 8 subintervals from 2 to 18. So I made this fancy thing over here. I've got a is equal to 0. I know b is equal to 18, n is equal to 2 for this first iteration. I wrote down my function just to be clear on what I was using. And if I move that there and put this here, I can look at both at the same time, and I can double check that right up here. 6 times this squared divided by 2 for the first term, 6 times that squared, nothing divided for the middle term, and 6 times that squared for the last term. I'm going to add it all up and then multiply by my delta x like I'm supposed to. And I got this answer, and it's wrong. And now I get to do all that work again. Or I can very carefully check my work. So a is equal to 0. Oh, that's wrong. A is equal to 2. And now everything updates and my new answer is right, and that's all I had to do. So let's try it for 4, because that was so much fun for 2. We're going to do it for 4. So a, b, n, f of x. I know this is all the same, but you get to watch me type it in because that's probably really exciting. 2, 18, this time 4 intervals, f of x is the same, 6x. Oh, what am I doing? What? No, 6x, caret 2. Okay, and now dx, let's see, that's supposed to be a minus, oops, forgot the equal sign, equals b minus a, so it's not negative, divided by n. Woohoo! Okay, so now I'm going to do, well, let's see, I'm supposed to start at 2, and then I'm supposed to add delta x every time. So I'll do equals, I'll just put 2. The next one is supposed to be equals this guy plus delta x, which is right here. The dx, that's a bad choice for me. I should say delta x. I'm just abbreviating it. Anyways, I don't want delta x to change, so I'm going to hit F4, the function 4 key on my keyboard, or I can just type in those dollar signs. Either way, that means that E7 won't change. It'll always be E7. And hit down, and just for clarification, delta x and delta x. All right, so now I'm going to drag it down. Ready? Oh, I hit 18, so this one's extra. All right, now I've got to evaluate the function, which is 6 times x, which I just made, squared. And since it's the first term divided by 2, I'm just going to drag that down using my special skinny cursor. And this one's not supposed to be divided by 2, so I'll just delete that. And I'll drag that the rest of the way down. And this one is supposed to be divided by 2, so I'll add that. So now I've got all my terms laid out. I'm going to sum those up, highlight all the stuff I want to add. Okay, and then the last thing I'm supposed to do is multiply by my delta x times delta x equals, okay, 11904 like it should be. But again, if I had accidentally messed up, what if I accidentally did like, I don't know, 6? Or what if I did that right there and then I accidentally did 81 because I didn't notice it was backwards? All of those things are easy to change because I'm using technology. And then if I had to do I cannot do one because I'm in teacher mode, but if I had to do an example, like a similar problem, all I'd have to do is go back and change. I usually acknowledge that I'm changing this so I don't get confused later. This to 10. All of these become 10. I'm going to type it in there. Since there's only 3 here, I'll type it in because I have to mess with that division by 2. Here, I'm going to type it in here, and then drag this one down and re-put my division by 2 in. And then I should have the same answer as the example if I bothered to click all the way through the example. Somewhere in there will be my solution. Not there. Anyways, it'll be in there somewhere. So it's easy to change if you have to redo a problem and do a similar problem. It's easier to update. It's easier to fix if you have an error. It's just easier to work with in general, and it saves you lots of time of writing and plugging stuff in your calculator.